Action. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Jay Blues back for episode number 2. I want to shout out everybody who subscribed to the YouTube channel. Thank you very much. I want to thank everybody who followed the Instagram page. I really want to thank y'all for rocking with me. Really appreciate it. Episode number 2. We're definitely going to have some interviews. I do have interviews lined up for future episodes, so stay tuned. But I didn't want to leave y'all hanging. I wanted to make sure that you guys had another episode. So episode number 2, I really wanted to discuss some things that I've seen in the media lately and talk about the impacts it has on fathers. I'm going to read this Instagram post. I'm going to put it up here. I'll put it up right here so you guys can read it. And I'm going to read some of the comments because it was crazy. And it may even shed some light on some of the things that we as fathers think about, you know, as day-to-day life. Because when I was reading the comments, I could relate to so much that was being said by all these other fathers. And it was just, man, it was really touching to see how many fathers are struggling or going through things in silence. So without any more being said, I'm going to jump into the post, read some of the comments so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. All right, so the Instagram post that says, "Fathers only, what help do you need to be a better parent?" Simple, asking fathers, what do you need to be a better parent? What do you need to be a better father? Right? Simple, right? But the comments, I'm going to read some of these comments because, yeah. All right, so one person who commented said, "Only a place to live, just so they can see me whenever they want. Been battling this homeless for 8 years. I make 49% of my gross, 30% for child support, and 20% for my son's insurance in college. My kids love me to death. We talk every day. I pay for their cell phones. I hope someone reads this. I've been going hard for a minute. Hopefully, one day I'll write a book or get a podcast to explain how I did it. Been divorced for 10 years, but that's all I need. Nothing more. That's it." All he needs is a place to live. Like, that's crazy. But you break down his numbers, like 50% of his income goes to his children, right? 50% of his income goes to his children. So he's living off of 50%. And with inflation going up, prices of everything going up, that's hard. Shout out to this dad for really putting in some work, and hopefully he gets a place to live because that's rough. That's rough. Another comment says, "Patience. That's more of a self-help situation because raising a boy in this world today, I'm going to need to learn more on how to have it in pivotal moments in his life." Facts, 100% facts. If you don't have patience, don't become a parent. That's real. Patience is one of the biggest attributes to being a good parent. If you don't have patience, these kids are going to piss you off and you're going to do some crazy things and you're not going to be an effective parent. So shout out to this dad. Definitely needs patience. Another dad says, "Bro, I watch your videos every day. And to be honest, I'm just thinking of suicide because I got 2 kids and I can't even take care of them. Today, we all are being evicted. Can't even sleep. I just feel my life is fading away." Bro, that's heartbreaking. That is crazy. But like, I get it. When you can't provide for your kids, bro, it really hits. It really hits home when you can't provide for your kids because you look at these kids who look to you like you're Superman, like you're the world. You're the biggest superhero in the world. They depend on you for everything, and you have to you can't provide for them. I've been in that spot, to be honest. I've been there where it's like, yo, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna get these kids food? Like, I remember just going way back, way back. Thank God I'm not there anymore. But I looked at my kids and there was no food. So what I did what I had to do. I had some gear that I had. I play guitar, so I had a pedal, an effects pedal, and I went straight to the store and be like, "Yo, here, love it, but my kids got to eat." So traded that in, got some money, went to the grocery store, got some food. You, like, the hustle is real, but you have to do whatever you have to do for your kids. Plain and simple. Like that's. But yo, shout out to this dad. That's crazy. Sometimes the help a father will need is from the mother they had the child with. Some women have to understand that when a relationship has ended, the man still wants to be active in their child's life and they have to stop interfering based off their hurts. Facts. Listen, I've talked to a lot of dads. This right here is real. Like a lot of men and women, the relationship ends and the women just are so upset. And listen, I'm not saying you don't have a right to be upset. Dude could have did you wrong, 100%. You know what I mean? But that has no bearing on the relationship between that child and that father. And for a woman to interfere with that in any way is not cool. Straight up. Like the guy was good enough for you to lay down with and have a kid with. The relationship may have ended, cool, but you let that father be a father in that child's life. I don't even care if he's paying child support. I don't care if he's giving you any money. I don't care. Let that father have an impact on that child, because without that, you're raising a child that's going to be unbalanced. And I can speak from experience. I grew up in a single parent home. Like I had my dad till I was about 9, and then he left the relationship. But shout out to my mother. She was never bitter. She never talked bad about my father. She never stopped us from seeing him. She really, really did her thing as a mother, right? And made sure that she wasn't interfering with, our relationship with our father, my brother and my sister, right? Um, so however the relationship dissolved between us, that was on him and not her. And that's the approach mothers should take. If the father's gonna not be there, let him not be there. Let it be him and not you. Because what's gonna happen is later on in life, they might reconnect and the father's gonna say, yo, your mother stopped me from seeing you. And then that son's gonna resent that child. It's gonna resent the mother for doing that, if it's true. Like, you know what I mean? That's my take. But again, shout out to that dad, man. Hopefully the mother smartens up and lets you see your kid, because another dad says to be giving the full rights as a father. I don't even understand how this works. Like me, you and the woman have a kid together, right? The relationship dissolves, cool. You guys go your separate ways, and now you have no rights. Like you have to go to court to get rights. That's wild. That's insane, right? I think straight up it should be 50-50 down the middle. You have your rights, she has her rights, and then you guys can kind of negotiate, the little things that matter. But a woman gets full rights right away. Don't agree with it. Balancing work life and family life. A lot of men struggle with this because you want to be a provider. You want to go out there and get it. You want to go get that money, make sure you're providing for your family. That's what we do as men. We provide and we protect. It's hard to balance it. I still struggle with that today because, like, I have 5 kids. Balancing work life and providing for them, sometimes, providing for them trumps interacting with them. That's just what it is. I'll be out grinding, making the money, making sure they eat, making sure they have a roof over their head. You can't have it all. Like, there's only 24 hours in a day. If I'm out here grinding, making that money, I may only see you guys in passing. Hey, but it's what's important? What's important? It's the little moments, those 1 or 2 moments that you can interact with them. Get home before they go to bed, say goodnight, give them hugs, kisses. And then if you have to cut after that, you have to leave and go to work after that, cool. Being there when they come home from school, maybe help them with the homework, help them do this, little things, all right, let's cook. The moments that you do have, you have to make those like valuable. The little moments that you do have, make those super valuable, right? And that's how it kind of balances out. Obviously, if we were all rich, we would spend all day with our kids. I would spend all day with my kids. My kids are hilarious. I would spend every moment with them. They would probably get sick of me, but in reality, I ain't rich like that yet. So I gotta go get that money so they're good. I'm trying to build generational wealth so they can have it. maybe they'll have more time with their kids than I did. So shout out to this dad though, but I get it, man. A black male therapist. Now let me tell you something about this. Black men are notorious for not going to therapy. Notorious. We do other things that are therapeutic. We'll go play some ball. We'll go lift some weights. We'll go kick it with the fellas and just talk a bunch of smack. But to go to therapy, that's kind of scary. But it's also scarier because there's no representation for us in that circle in therapy. So you're going to be talking to a white man, a white woman, or a black woman. And they might not understand your struggle 100%. I get it. But there are more black men going into therapy. So if you're struggling in life and you just need someone to talk to, find a therapist. Your friends don't always give you the best advice. Let's just say that. But shout out to this dad for real. This one's interesting. Another strong man to help me if I fall. I have 3 boys, 2 girls by 1 woman, my wife. And it's hard trying to teach them to be a man when I was never shown. All I can do is just give my all, but I know there are areas I'm missing and it kills me. This right here is facts. So I grew up without a father. I shouldn't say I grew up without a father. My father left when I was very young. I was about 9 years old when my mom and my dad separated. I think the divorce was about finalized when I was like 13, right? So for a large part, I didn't have a father in my home. Like, he wasn't there. And the struggle of just trying to grow as a man with no dad to show you, oh, let me show you how to tie this tie. Let's go outside and play some ball. Let's go lift some weights. Let's go, talk about life, talk about girls, talk about, what it is to be a man. It's yeah. It definitely affects how you grow up, right? So in turn, when I became a father now, I had no role model. I had no model to look at, to, emulate or to take good and bad from and create my own style. So the struggle was insane. Like I remember I struggled as a father earlier on. Like sometimes I would just be total work and I wouldn't pay attention to my kids. Sometimes I was all for my kids and I wouldn't pay attention to work. And like yeah, it was a struggle. It was definitely a struggle. Those earlier years, like I was always present. Like being present wasn't a problem. Like I was always present. I was always hands on, changing diapers, um, feeding, all that stuff. Like that stuff's like mandatory. It just comes with, comes second nature at one point. But the life lessons that you miss out on, the little talks that you miss out on that you can pass on to your kids, like that. Having a father in the home is beyond valuable. It's extremely valuable to have a father in the home. I get into these conversations with women all the time. They're like, "Oh, I don't need a man in the home. The father doesn't have to live with me." That listen, the moments that you miss out when there's no man in the home, the moments that the children miss out on, like you will never really understand. And I get it. We're dealing with a lot of people who've grown up in single parent homes, so they don't really reflect on what they don't even know to reflect on it, because to be honest, you won't know what you're missing until you become a parent and you realize, holy, I didn't have this. Like I didn't have my dad teaching. I taught my son how to tie a tie when he was like 9 or 10, right? He's tying a tie, but I didn't learn how to tie a tie till I was like 25. You know what I mean? So yeah, life lessons, everything, you miss a lot. So I told you that I'm gonna be vulnerable on this page. I'm talking a lot about myself. But hey, I gotta create the atmosphere. So it is what it is. Let's see. All right. So this one dad says he would like what he needs to be a good parent or a better parent is financial stability, and open air, and compassion. Yeah. And as fathers, that's what we all try to strive for: financial stability. Like, bro, everybody wants to be financially stable, but a dad really wants to be financially stable. You want to be able to give your children the life that you never had. right? You want to provide things. Oh, dad, no problem. Here you go. Dad, this, yeah, I got you. No problem. So, yeah, and compassion. Understand our struggle. Like, moms, listen, take my hat off to moms. You guys do a phenomenal job raising children. Hat off to you guys. Keep up doing the good work. But dads get no love, none whatsoever. So, we got to shout out the dads too. And that's what this channel is about. Let's go. All right, here's another one. I need these systems to include me. I don't always get medical information and school calls. I am 50% parent, time wise, 90% financially, and these systems treat me like a deadbeat. Listen, 50% parent. Yeah, me and that woman made this child, right? 90% financially responsible. I'm paying money. But these systems look at me like I'm a deadbeat. They don't tell me any medical information. I don't get any school information. And this is what I was talking about. How is it fair that, our relationship doesn't work out and I'm just like, oh, that's a deadbeat. I have to ask the mother's permission for listen, we went 50-50 to make this child. We're 50-50 parents. Right? And that's why I don't like comments when mothers say, "Oh, my child, my child." Bro, it's our child. Like, it's our child. Our child. So, shout out to that dad, man. Here's another one. Women to stop pestering, threatening us, and using our kids as pawns. Yeah, yeah. Listen, women, I know you may not like the man anymore. You chose him though. So yeah, you chose him. You chose him. You chose to have a kid with him. And I know the relationship didn't work out the way you wanted it to. I get it. But again, that is the child's father. Let them have access to that child. Don't don't do it. Don't just take the child and out of your anger and your bitterness and your hurt. This is my child. I'm not letting. Listen. Calm down. Relax. Right? It's not about you. It's not about him. It's about the child. Plain and simple. Let that child have access to their father. This is an interesting one. For other fathers to step up so collectively they can stop making the good ones look bad. Okay. I'll agree with that. But to be honest, I think there's a lot of good fathers out there. I don't think they get the recognition because it's always more entertaining to look at the bad side of things. To be honest, like, we all want to see the drama and the bad stuff happening, but really and truly, like, even in my immediate circle and outside of my circle, I'm noticing there's a lot of fathers who are actively involved in their children's lives. Now, you still have those deadbeats. Like, you still have the dads that, you know what, I'm not going to call them deadbeats, my bad. You still have those inactive fathers, right? That, don't play their role to the fullest or at all. But I think there's a lot of great dads out there. Salutes to all the dads, all the active dads, all the active dads. Um, Support, patience, and guidance from other fathers. When you grow up without a father, you do seek that guidance from other men who have been in the role, who have experienced what it is to be a father. And that's why I made this channel, because I want a place where fathers can come get resources, fathers can come get knowledge, tips. They can come express their hurt, their trials, their struggles, everything. Just come and just be amongst your community, right? Be amongst your community of fathers. And to new fathers, expecting fathers, this is a place for you to be. Older fathers, grandfathers, this is a place for you to be. Come share your wisdom with us. Here's another really good one. Get better with how I deliver it when giving critical life lessons so they are willing to apply it faster, and mainly a rational co-parent. Seems to be a theme, but rational co-parent. But we'll talk about your delivery on critical life lessons. Listen, man, to be honest with you, they're kids. They're they're still navigating life. So yeah, you can drop knowledge. You can give them the best critical information out there. But kids don't think critically. Like they don't think rationally at all. Life is just life. Like they don't fear death. They don't fear anything. They're just kids. They're enjoying the moment. A lot of kids don't even see 5 years down the future. They only see 2 years down the future. Like think when we were kids and we had that question, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Like if it wasn't like something super fantasy, like, I'm going to be like the president, I'm going to be an NBA star, I'm going to be this athlete, I'm going to be that. We weren't thinking like critically, okay, logically, so only so much people make this, only so much people can be a president. Like only one person every 4 years, right? So what's my plan B? Like we weren't thinking that. Like, so to be honest, I think you just have to give it with love. Like give those critical lessons with love, right? And understand where they are. I don't know how you're old or how old the guys' kids are, but understand where they are in life. The critical lessons you can give a 23-year-old is different from what you can give a 10-year-old. So really just understanding this lesson is going to be great, but how are they going to take it? And how can I deliver it effectively for where they are right now in their life? All right, so that's it for the comments. But this is exactly why I created this page, for moments like this where there's a lot of people out there, a lot of men out there like struggling with life, struggling with how to raise families, how to deal with baby mothers or wives who, may not be cooperating with them and what they're trying to do as a father. This is a place where, we can all just come, talk, get it out, and just learn from each other. I want to shout out our sponsor, LTMA. Thank y'all for the clothing. Thank y'all for the shirts. Looking fresh. I'm going to leave the link in the description. LTMA, Body by Chosen. Appreciate y'all. Salute. Let's talk more action. That's what it means. Y'all looking at what it means? Let's talk more action. That means get up off fear and get some work done. Plain and simple. All right, that's it for the episode. Peace.